Look at that balance on that thing. Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
Old and reliable.
Voice recording right now. Excuse me, George. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, guys, it has been a whole year and many new movies have been made. A lot of them are good, some of them are bad. I have yet to get around to the bad ones, but for now, let's take a look at the good ones, the highlights of 2024, shall we? I know that I'm a little late, but I was a little late last year too. We're keeping up the tradition, if you will. George, don't do it. You're gonna be so distracting. So this is gonna be a little different than last year. I'm gonna just read off my Letterbox Wrapped. I didn't get my Letterbox Wrapped until maybe January 7th or January 8th. I was asking people around that I knew had Letterbox accounts and was like, hey, did you get your Wrapped yet? And they're like, yeah, I got it like a while ago. Did you not get yours yet? And I'm like, no. And so I reached out to Letterboxd and was like, hey, I did not get my Wrapped yet. And I waited a few more days and they were like, oh, our bad. You're supposed to like have all these email notifications on. I'm like, yes, I did have those email notifications on, but nothing ever came. I checked my spam. I was checking daily for this thing. Like I was really looking forward to not only just checking it out, but making a video on it. Let's take a look. Okay, Milestones 2024 in film. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. By the numbers, 139 films logged. I believe last year I logged like 128, and every single film that I logged, I reviewed. High five for me, high five for everyone that reviews their movies. I don't know, I just feel like you get a more complete experience and you feel better about yourself after you thoroughly log your experience. At least I do. I watched 276 hours of movies. I need to do some math. I spent about 11 and a half days straight watching movies. So I spent more time touching grass last year than I did the year prior. Yay? I don't know. My most watched actor was Willem Dafoe, which makes sense. I don't know any other actor in the game right now who is getting paid, who is getting hired as much as this guy. And for understandable reason, he is a great actor. He's had a career spanning probably 40 plus years now, and people still love him. Like, that's a great achievement on its own. My most watched director was Wes Anderson. Makes sense. I'd rather have someone else in that category, if I'm being honest. I do like me a good Wes Anderson movie. This may be controversial, but if I had to pick a favorite at this very moment, I would probably still go with Moonrise Kingdom. I think that one's very underrated. I can understand why people don't like it. It's kind of a love story surrounding kids and they're like exploring sexuality and it's a little weird. They made it cute somehow. Not that part, other parts of the movie. My highest rated, oh my gosh, I can't say this to save my life. My highest rated films of 2024 were Challengers, Dune Part 2, Kinds of Kindness. I don't understand completely why that one made it. I think I rated that one too high. This is another Yorgos Lanthimos movie this is the second one that my Grammy invited me to. And this one was definitely not my favorite. It was just a lot of kind of shock value. It seemed like a normal story and it's like, ooh, this feels weird. Yorgos doesn't do normal. When my Grammy and I sat down and saw that it was split into 3 stories, I mean, 1, she was very confused, and 2, I was like, oh no, I think I know where this is going. He's gonna cram as much weird into the stories that he can. And I think it still ended up being like an hour and 45 minutes. No, it was like 2.5 hours. Anyways, it wasn't my favorite. Don't know why this ended up in my highest rated movies of 2024. Literally any other movie of 2024. No, not any other movie of 2024. Challengers was one of my favorites of this last year. I only gave Dune Part 2 a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it should be higher. I think it should at least be a 6 out of 5. I was impressed by the first Dune. The story, I was just kind of like, kind of a snoozer, which might be a hot take, but I didn't love it. Dune Part 2, I just like Austin Butler's performance, makeup that they did, the choreography for the fight scene, the visual effects, the music, the ambiance. I saw it in IMAX with the boys. That was such an experience, being able to experience that with other people who love IMAX and love Dune. My most watched day of 2024 was a Wednesday. I do love a good Wednesday. I love a good Wednesday to I don't know why Wednesday was the day. My very first watch was my friend Dahmer. Last watch of 2024 was Eyes Wide Shut, 1 a.m., January 1st, 2024. Honestly, one of my lowest rated movies of last year. The only reason why I watched it was because my baddie boyfriend, Ross Lynch, is in it, and I wanted to support him. Eyes Wide Shut. I don't know why I had infidelity on the brain. I came back from visiting family from another state. Why was I thinking about Kubrick? What a weirdo. I can appreciate it for what it is, I guess. It was weird. It didn't sit well with me. Let's just say that. I was going to see Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman not too long after I watched Eyes Wide Shut, and I guess I wanted to kind of prepare myself for what Baby Girl was gonna be. I think that was the right decision. I did prepare myself in a way. I feel like Tom Cruise was more sexualized. Is that a hot take? My diary milestones, my 50th movie watched was on May 11th. It was The Maze Runner. My 100th movie watched on November 13th was Desert Hearts. I love Desert Hearts so much. I could not stop thinking about this movie. This is a rewatch. I haven't seen Desert Hearts in maybe 3 years. Wow. It was released in 1986. This director, Donna Deitch, she wrote a movie. I don't think it was originally called Desert Hearts, but she took to the streets. She put so much effort into finding fundraising, finding actors. Just the amount of hoops that they had to go through to get that movie made was just incredible. I don't think I've ever been as passionate or as firm standing on a movie idea than she's ever tried to conceive with Desert Hearts. I think that's just a really noble way to do it. Especially in a time period where it was not accepted. It was pretty taboo to put two women in a role together, to do a nude scene together, to kiss. That was enough in the 80s to get you on the chopping block. This movie is definitely a cult classic. If you have the time, I would watch it. It's seriously it's not just oh, it's another lesbian movie. No, it's really a really well written movie, well executed. I think you'd learn a lot. And check out Donna, check out her story. I don't think she has a lot of other movies besides Desert Hearts. This one was her biggest one. It's in the Criterion Collection. Come on, guys. Keep up. Keep up. I was studying abroad. I was having a movie night with my roommates. We ended up on The Maze Runner. You're okay, take a vote on The Maze Runner. Everyone's hands shot up, I want The Maze Runner. And I was the only person I've never seen The Maze Runner. And they're what the heck? You've never seen The Maze Runner? And I'm no, it just wasn't a pivotal part of my life. I wasn't that kind of girl. But I watched it with the homies. Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. It's definitely of the time, but I think it also, transcends a little bit. Pretty cool. And also just being able to say that I watched it when I was studying abroad in Berlin is cool enough as it is. My most watched theme of 2024 is crude humor and satire. I don't feel like I watched a lot of crude humor and satire. Maybe in December, I watched a lot of stupid Christmas movies. My most watched nano genre was amusing, school, and crude. School? They have a point with school. I do love me a good coming-of-age movie. It's probably one of my favorite genres, if we're being real. I'm coming around to horror. I watched Nosferatu recently. The sets were really cool. The costumes. This is a hot take for some people. I wasn't in love with Bill Skarsgård's performance as Nosferatu, or the Count Orlok. He just didn't impress me. I didn't think he was that scary. I thought the makeup was more scary than he was. The whole breathing thing of him going that was so annoying. I really just hated that aspect of him. I don't know if that was a personal choice or if that was a directorial choice by Eggers, but did not love it. Anyways, we're not here to talk about 2025. Well, no, Nosferatu came out in 2024. I'm tripping. That is my Letterboxd year in review of 2024. Thank you for watching as always. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you want to see more of this. Thanks for sticking around for another year, and I will see you next year. Bye. Dude, look at all these SD cards I had to go through. All this to just go through my Letterbox Wrapped 4 SD cards. I need to clean out my I need to organize my videos a little bit better. And rolling for the third time. This is the third SD card that I've had to take out. Anyways, like I was saying, oh, fuck off.